Ever wanted to know how those broadcasters in sports draw all over the screens? Today, I'm going to show you how to use your iPad as a Telestrator. Hey everybody, Rabbi David here, your Torah Tech Guy, and I'm here on How To, where I share with you great tech for your great Torah. So I'm not a big sports guy, but I have seen on sports shows where they write all over the screen to show you, who's doing what and where is going when. And so what I wanted to do today is I want to share with you how you can do the same kind of thing, how you can share, how you can draw on your screen in Zoom or wherever you are, not using a whiteboard like they have built in Zoom, but how you can do it natively on your computer using a broadcast program like Ecamm Live, for example, and how you can really amp up your teachings and what you're offering. And I'm going to tell you some use cases how I might use this. So here's what you'll need for this. You will need a computer, a Mac. You can do this on PCs, but that's not my world. I live in the Mac world. So you need a Mac. You'll need Ecamm Live or some other broadcast program. You could do it with OBS. You might be able to do it with Cinemaker. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it in Cinemaker. Basically, a program where you can layer different video assets one on top of the other, and you'll need an iPad. So let's start by showing you on the iPad side. All right, so here's my iPad, and I'm going to show you two different ways to get this done. The first is with an app that I use called Notable, and so I'm just going to go ahead and open up Notable at the bottom there, and of course now my iPad is not connected. I have to unconnect it and reconnect it. Hold on a second. Let's see if that comes up now. There we go. All right, so let me go back. So this is Notable down here at the bottom, and I'm just going to open up a new note. Now what I did here, and I'm going to do this in both examples, is I just made the whole background RGB, right? RGB means red, green, blue, and I can give you those exact numbers actually. So the exact numbers, so R, whoops, sorry about that. R is going to be 0. G is going to be 177. Sorry for my scribble handwriting. And B is going to be 64. RGB 0. I did a terrible job over here. Let me redo that. G is 177. That's a little better. So you want to set, when you're setting your background, you should be able to choose the different colors that you want. You want to use an RGB setter. You want to set it to R is 0, G is 177, B is 64. Those are the best colors that I found for using green screen. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to just create this background in either Notable or some other notes app. And then you're going to bring that on top of your camera feed in Ecamm. So let me show you how we do that. I'm going to go into live demo mode here. So hopefully, or actually, you know what? Let me change this. Let's go down here into live demo mode down here. There we go. All right. So you can see that I've got my main camera right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add another camera on top of it. So I'm going to click down here in my overlays window. I'm going to click on add a camera. And instead of this camera, I'm going to, let me turn off, I've got some other stuff on top of it, so let me turn that all off. Hold on a second. I gotta turn this other fancy stuff off. Turn that off, no. What do I want to turn off? Oh, there it is. That's what I want to turn off. Okay, sorry. All right, so here I've got this second camera, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to my iPad, which is going to be, hold on, I have to make it from the beginning. It knows what I'm going to do already. So there's my iPad, right? It's all green. And then I'm just going to cover the entire screen with it. And you can size this. And now, not very exciting, right? Because it's just a big screen here. But now, down in my camera effects panel, I'm going to choose the camera, choose my iPad, and I'm going to click green screen. Now it's still there. I'm just keying out. I'm using chroma key or green screen to key out that green color. Then in one of these apps, I can take my pen and I can go ahead and write on this, hello, and it will show up. Now, if I'm looking at it just on my iPad, oh, wait, I have to turn that off because now you're seeing that whole thing. Hold on. I got to turn it. See, I made a new one and I have to turn it off. There we go. Nope, that's not it. Black magic. There it is. Sorry about that. Oh my goodness. Now, where is it? Why can't you see me now? That's weird. See, I added something that I should. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. So on my iPad, all I'm seeing on my iPad, I'm just seeing the green background with the writing on it. But as soon as I bring that into my main camera and I turn that on, that camera that I've now put on as an overlay, and I turn that green screen on, then it shows up as if I'm writing on the screen itself. All right, I still have too many things going on here, so let me get rid of this guy. There we go. And now I turned it off. Okay, so that's not what I want on. I have too many things going on because I already had this set up and then I did another one. Oh, there it is. That's what I wanted. Sorry about that. Okay. There we go. All right, I got it back now. All right, so you're going to download the app, either Notable or something else, make a completely green background. Hey, Sadie, be quiet. 0, 177, 64, that's your RGB rating. Then you're going to bring that into Ecamm or something else, and you're going to make sure your iPad's plugged into your Mac, and then bring that on top of your main camera. Have a scene with your main camera, and then bring that whole thing on top, your iPad as a camera on top, and just click the green screen button. Then anything you draw on your iPad should show up on the screen. And what I've done to kind of quickly toggle that on and off is I just created a show overlay button on my Stream Deck, which is my iPad. And so I always have my iPad set to green screen so that it never changes. Hey, pro tip, by the way, on your iPad Pencil, on your Apple Pencil, if you double click like that, it changes from erase to pencil. I don't know if, I'm not actually sure if I can show this to you. Let me see if this shows up on the thing. So yeah, you can see if you look at the top right now, I'm in pencil. If I double tap it, it switches over to the erase, this is the erase right there, and this is the pencil right there. So you can watch it move. Just a quick way, if I want to erase something, I can just double click, and this obviously erases on the screen as well. All right. Let me show you the other way to do this. So I'm going to go back into my iPad now. And I haven't decided which way I like better yet, but you can actually do this right in Keynote. So if I open Keynote, again, all I've done is I've created a scene here, a presentation with that green background. So I've just chosen the first slide and I made it a green background. Now, when I'm not in presentation mode, I have this whole palette down here, but once I go into presentation mode, as long as I use my Apple Pencil, if I just touch the screen, it will bring up a tinier palette, and I can choose the white, and then I can draw whatever I want on here. And again, if I go back into my main camera, and then I turn this on as an overlay, there it is. And you can see that I can change colors on the fly. I could do whatever I want. And then to undo that, there is down at the bottom here, there's an undo button that I can click. Or when I click done, it will just disappear altogether. But interestingly enough, then when I tap it again, that'll all come back. So I think the reason I like using Notability, that app, is that it has an erase function. And when you're in presentation mode in Keynote, I haven't yet found an erase button other than the undo, which sometimes works, but if you have a lot of stuff on the screen that you want to erase quickly, it's not quite as user-friendly. So in any case, so this is the other way. You can just use Keynote. Now, what's kind of cool about Keynote is that if I bring up a presentation, let's actually try this. Let's see. So let's go into presentations. I do all of my presentations with a green screen background. So let me bring this guy up. So here's a presentation that I've put together. And if I were to go ahead and go into my main camera and then turn this on. So when I'm doing presentations, usually it's something like this where I just have the things on top. But now if I take my Apple Pencil and I touch it, I should be able to say, hey, pay attention to this right here. So if you're doing a keynote presentation and you want to be able to draw attention to certain things, or you want to point things out in your presentation, you can use your Apple Pencil. You use your finger to advance. These are all settings, by the way, within Keynote. You can use your finger to advance. So if I touch the iPad, it's advancing the slides or it's going backwards. But then to draw on the iPad, that's when you just use the Apple Pencil and you can draw all over it like that. All right. What else I want to say? Wait, there was something else I want to share with you, and I can't remember what it was. So we've got the green screen. Make sure that you've got green screen checked in your Ecamm camera effects. You want to put the iPad as a camera overlay on top of your main camera. So again, you're looking at my main camera, and then when I bring in the iPad, all I did is I put another camera covering my entire screen, and then I green screen it out. And as long as I've got green on the background of whatever I'm showing, then everything else disappears and you just get that. Oh, one thing I will show you, in the Notability app, see down in the right-hand corner, here I can point out to you actually because I can draw. See this guy right here? So this is like to scroll up or down. You have different pages here. That kind of, depending on how you size it, that can show up on your, see how it kind of is down in the corner there? It's right over here. So that, honestly, it doesn't bother me that much. If I find that Notability is a better, more feature-rich way for me to draw and telestrate on my screen, then that doesn't bother me. I could resize it differently. It's not, doesn't bother me that much. Now, one thing I will say is that when you're doing this, you are kind of guessing where you're drawing. So I know that this whole screen here, right, this whole thing, that covers my entire screen. So I know if I color up here, then when I'm telestrating, it will show up there. But if I have a lot of stuff going on the screen, that it may not be exactly obvious where I'm drawing. You can use a Wacom tablet. I don't have one. I've never used one, but you can use a Wacom. There's the high-end Wacom tablet allows you to bring video back in, so you can actually look at the video when you're drawing over it. I'm sure that the professionals are using something like that, but if you're using a Mac and you've got an iPad around, this is a really neat, easy way to telestrate on top of your teaching. So how might I use this? Well, let me erase all this stuff, and I'll give you one example. All right? So let's say I am teaching a class on, oh goodness, I don't know, the word on prayer. All right? I'm doing a class on tefillah, and I want to focus on the word Baruch. Right? So what I might do is I might actually write the word Baruch right on the screen. And then I might ask the students, either adults or kids, so what are the letters of this? You've got a bet, you've got a resh, you've got a vav, you've got a chaf. And then I might say, okay, we're going to find the 3 core letters of this. And they might choose bet. And by the way, I can change the color here. And resh and vav and chaf. They might choose the letters, and we might say, oh, let's focus on the letters bet. I know I just did block and cursive in the same example, sorry. Bet, resh, chaf. Berech, what does berech mean? Then we can go look that up. I can highlight, I can focus on words that may come up during a lesson or during something that we're studying together, and I can visualize them on the screen so that my students can actually see what I'm talking about, what we're learning about, and not have to look somewhere else. They can stay totally engaged with me, focused on me, and I can still share with them this information. That's, to me, that really is the reason why you do this. You don't do this because it's fancy. You do this because you want to stay engaged. You want to have eye contact. You want people to be focused on you and the Torah that you're sharing, and not on handouts or not on PowerPoints or not on other stuff. If you can engage them and share information right on your screen, then that is the best. I have found, by the way, that I intentionally have my room a little bit dark. I found that white is fantastic. The only color you definitely don't want to do is green, because if I color in, I'm coloring right now in green, you can't see anything because we are using green screen, so that won't work. So let me go back to white here. On notability, by the way, you can see that you can change the, I would never do this, by the way, I would never do this in a presentation. I would never bring this up. I always have it set on white and the size that I want. But you could change the size. You can change the color, all that other good stuff. Another example, if I am, let's see, let me think of a good example. Help me out in the comments. What would be a good way to use a Telestrator? How have I used it? If we're learning about Israel and I want to show people where certain things are in Israel, I might draw a very basic map of Israel and talk about how Jerusalem is right here, and you fly into Tel Aviv, which is over here, and this is the Gaza Strip. I know this is not to scale. I'm doing a terrible job. And Masada is down here, right? You get the idea. This is a fun, easy, pretty simple way to engage your students in meaningful Torah while you have them right looking at you. You don't have to lose that eye contact piece. So that is how to turn your iPad into a Telestrator. If you have questions about how to do this, please reach out to me. Let me know how I can be supportive. You can find me over at TorahTechGuy.com. You can also like my page on Facebook and subscribe to these videos. I just went out of focus, but I'm coming back. There we go. And let me help you. Reach out. Let me know how I can be supportive. I'm happy to hook you up and help you telestrate your Torah. Oh, that's what I should have called this. Telestrate your Torah. That would have been cool. That's what I should do next time. All right. That would have been such a better name. Telestrate your Torah. In any case, that's what I got for you, my friends. I think that's about it. Hey, on Monday, I have a really special episode of The Future Starting Now with Rabbi Tobias Moss. It's going to be fantastic. And I hope that I will see you then. Until then, have a fantastic day, everyone. Bye.